Everyone on the internet would probably love to give you a hack or a strategy to get rid of your imposter syndrome. But the truth is, you should have it. But if you don't reorient your relationship with imposter syndrome, you're at risk of never taking the actions that you need to take to get to the next level. So this is a shift that needs to occur for you as soon as possible. Hi, I'm Laura. I'm a business coach, 8-figure direct response copywriter, and grower of 3 successful direct response brands. And one of the comments that I receive the most is, Laura, I'm struggling with imposter syndrome. I cannot move forward because I'm rooted in the nervousness and inaction caused by imposter syndrome. So I'm going to give you 3 ways to reorient your relationship with imposter syndrome and actually use it as fuel to push you to take more action and get to the next level. Step 1, understand if you have feelings of imposter syndrome, you're actually within a great group and community of people who also struggle with this emotion. Studies have shown that high performers, neurosurgeons, astrophysicists, even Albert Einstein dealt with feelings of imposter syndrome. This makes sense because you're not gonna feel like an imposter when you're doing something really, really easy, right? You're not gonna feel like an imposter when you're gonna wash a dish or take out the trash or sit down to watch Netflix. But when you're embarking on something new, something that you really care about, right? Then you may feel like more of an imposter. So simply having that awareness and understanding this feeling is creeping up for me, that means this is important. That means I've got to go. Let me get this. This is significant. Something is at stake for me, can quickly and effectively enable you to take appropriate, efficient action towards what you want versus hanging back and saying, oh, I couldn't possibly do that because I'm struggling with imposter syndrome. Now it becomes fuel for you to move forward instead of a force that's been bottling you up and holding you back. And I actually have a free tool for you that will help you best determine which action step to take next given your unique situation so that you can get a win for your business in the next 24 hours. And that tool is over at bizwintoday.com. The second very important consideration for you is this. The definition of imposter is somebody who is trying to deceive someone for their own benefit. So I quite simply ask you, are you trying to deceive somebody else for your own benefit? No? Great, then you're not an imposter. Let's move on. Like that's it. That's all there is to it. Rather than trying to deceive someone for your own benefit, the feelings of imposter syndrome also indicate that you're not a narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath. Your body and your nervous system is quite literally telling you, hey, I better not screw this up. I better deliver. I better show up. Versus trying to deceive somebody and be a jerk. The next thing you need to do is think beyond the label of imposter syndrome, because what tends to happen is that we culturally, it's a very human thing that we do, right? We come up with a term, a definition, imposter syndrome, and then we just rest on the laurels of that. We don't tend to look much deeper into the behavior behind it, and that does not serve you and it does not propel you forward. So instead of falling into this automation of, well, I have imposter syndrome, so I'm not gonna do shit, what I will do when a client comes to me and tells me that they're struggling with this is ask them, well, how do you know you have imposter syndrome? What behaviors are you doing? It even affects the quality of the work they deliver, right? Because if you feel like, well, I'm not really that great at this anyway, then how good is the work that you're going to churn out really be? Versus feeling like, hell yeah, I got this, I know what I'm doing. That's gonna be reflected in the work that you produce. Be that copywriting work, web design, consulting, creating a brand, and servicing customers. Imposter syndrome or not, if we can modify your behavior and get you taking more action towards what you really want, who gives a shit if you have imposter syndrome or not, right? So if imposter syndrome for you looks like, oh, I start projects and I don't finish them, or if it looks like I'm afraid to reach out and deeply connect with people, it might look like I'm not posting on social media because I'm afraid. Whatever that may be, we can get more transformational if we put our attention onto the behaviors and not just the labeling or the diagnosis of imposter syndrome. So if you haven't launched that offering, if you've been hiding on social media even though you want to share stuff, if you haven't reached out to that dream client or business partner or even just business connection, can we tweak the behavior and leaving the concept of imposter syndrome totally over here to the side? If so, you stand to gain a ton, right? Because it is only through modifying your behavior that you could get the results and the benefits that you truly want. Go ahead and check out my next video. It's the 3 things that are holding you back from leaping to that next revenue tier in your business. I'll see you over there.